Since I am currently working on book 4 in my Kings of Eden Falls series, I thought it would be fun to do a quick little overview of what the first 3 books are about. So book 1 is called Hideaway with You, and it is a brother's best friend, bodyguard, hidden identity, second chance, and another secret trope that I cannot tell you about romance. I know it sounds like a lot, but it makes sense. And a lot of that is because there is a dual timeline in this one. So when the book opens, we meet Addie, who has been missing her fiance who disappeared a year ago. He went on a trip and never came back. She doesn't know if he's alive, something happened to him, if he just ditched out on her. So she's trying to move on, but it's really hard because he was the love of her life for a lot of years. One day she's trying to put away some of his things and she comes across an old journal of his that she didn't know existed, and she starts reading that journal and she learns that things with him were not quite what she thought. He was keeping some secrets from her. And since the falling in love part of every book is my favorite, I use that journal as a way to show their initial falling in love experience. So that's where the dual timeline comes in. So we get to see how she fell for her brother's best friend, who became her protector after her family died. And yeah, this one was a lot of fun to write. It's very emotional, a lot of mystery and twists and turns, and definitely great. The second book in my Kings of Eden Falls series is Say You Remember Me, which features a boss-assistant fake engagement romance where Maddie is new to town. She's a single mom. She's there looking for a fresh start, and she goes out with her friends to go celebrate getting her new job and starting over. And while she is at the club, her aunt, who is just a little bit older than her, dares her to go up to some hot guy and make out with him because she's been complaining about being single and she might as well get out there and have some fun. So she doesn't want to do that initially, but then she sees the hottest guy she's ever seen walk downstairs. They make eye contact and she's like, I guess I'm doing this. So she walks up to the guy. They have an amazing kiss, and he asks for her name. She's like, no, I don't want to complicate my life, but that was fun. He's like, well, hopefully I'll see you around. And so she's like, yeah, sure. But then she goes to work on Monday and she goes to meet her new boss, and well, turns out it's not an older guy like she thought. It's the guy that she kissed at the club, Ian, and hopefully she doesn't get fired. Not really. They end up going on a work trip later on, and that is when the fake engagement comes into play. So loved this one. And the third book in that series is called Wish You Were Mine. It is a professor student gymnast romance. He's a young professor. She is a college senior. They met over winter break, and he was working at a bar, and she just assumed he was a bartender, and they talked a little bit. Then a week later, they ended up at the same New Year's Eve party, and everyone was kissing at the strike of midnight, and these two had been hitting it off all night, and they ended up having an amazing kiss, which turned into a steamy makeout in a hot tub. But then the next day, she kind of burns bridges with him from a conversation that he overhears that was unfortunate, a little bit judgmental from some of her acquaintances who were saying some things. And so she's like, oh, I'll probably never see him again. But then a week later or so, the new semester starts. It's her last semester of her senior year, last season of gymnastics. And she goes into her chemistry class and she sees Owen walk in, the guy that she kissed. And she's like, okay, maybe I can fix things. So she kind of waves him over to sit next to her, assuming that he's, just signed up for the class. And so they talk a little bit. And she's like, I'm terrible at science. Hopefully the professor's nice. And he's like, yeah, hopefully. And then it comes time for class to start. And he stands up and walks to the front of the class. And she finds out that he is her professor. So yeah, she totally made out with her professor in a hot tub. And to complicate things even more, her dad is the university president. So if he found out, his job could really be in trouble. So yeah, hopefully they figure it out. Anyway, those are the first 3 books in my Kings of Eden Falls series. Book 4, Stay Here With Me, comes out in July, so you got some time to catch up. And you can find each of these books in Kindle Unlimited. They're also in paperback and audiobook.